Welcome to my hiking advent calendar challenge. So what is it? What does it mean? So it's an idea I've come up with myself. Instead of opening up a little calendar door every day and eating a chocolate until we get to Christmas, I've decided to hike the same amount of miles as the date. So 1 mile on the 1st of December, 10 miles on the 10th, and so on until Christmas Day, where I'm going to finish with a 25-mile hike. And I'm vlogging the whole thing, and it's currently day 13, and I'm just putting part 1 of the challenge together, and I realised I didn't have an intro, so here it is. So spoiler, I definitely make it to day 13 of the challenge, and it snows on day 11. The rules are very simple for this challenge. Rule 1, hike the same amount of miles as the date all the way through till Christmas, and rule 2 is it has to be one continuous hike. It can't be, for instance, on the 10th, 5 miles in the morning, 5 miles in the evening. It has to be one continuous hike. And that's it. Very simple. And here's me on day 1 and how I got on the first 10 days of this insanely difficult hiking challenge. And it's a very foggy morning here as I walk across the River Avon. And I'm looking forward to this challenge. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be equally brutal and relentless. Not entirely sure if I can finish this challenge because I have to work it around my job and my other commitments, and the only reason to do this challenge is just to push myself, do something challenging in December, which is normally a month where I don't really do much, just to get myself outside into nature and hiking, and it gives me that reason to do that. And it's fun. I like setting silly challenges for myself and seeing if I can do them. So let's see how we get on. And today, starting off very easy with a 1 mile hike. So that's 1 mile complete. The challenge has begun. It is December 2nd and it's very, very cold today, as was yesterday. It is very much the winter now. And I'm on my 2 mile hike, and I'm basically just going to my local park the same as yesterday. And as the mileage increases and we get further through December, I'll be branching further afield. I'll be able to walk to the local villages, and there's the Avon and Kennet Canal which is nearby as well, so some of my hikes will definitely be going along the canal. And I'm currently staying in Melksham, so all my hikes are going to be around Melksham, and I'm under no illusion how tough this challenge is going to get. And today I have a day off work and it's very easy to get a 2 mile hike in. So I'm staying pretty close to the River Avon at the moment. So these early miles I can walk along the river and see some nice swans and a bit of wildlife along the river. I'm getting towards the end of my 2 mile hike now. I just finished up walking around this football field, and I think the weather's going to play a big part in this challenge. It's bitterly cold today and I'm only out for a 2 mile hike, so it's not too bad, but if I was out longer I definitely need to bring a hat. I've got my gloves on already. And that's 2 miles complete. It's December 3rd and I'm on my 3 mile hike now, and I'm just getting it in before work this morning, and I've just walked out from the town. I'm just looping back round on a country road, and it's bitterly cold today again, but it's nice and dry. So I'm just getting to the end of my 3 mile hike, and it's very easy at the moment, but this challenge will get hard very soon. That's day 4 of my hiking advent calendar challenge, and I'm currently going around a busy bypass. Luckily it has a path all the way around, so I'm not walking on the road. And I went through town centre, very, very urban, very busy, very stressful. So this hike is very much an urban hike today, full of roads, cars and lots of people. So it's not a very interesting hike today, but today's not about it being in nature and nice views, it's about just getting the hike done today. So I've come off the busy road now and walking through town centre and along a busy road I realise how stressful it is. and how important it is to find quiet places in nature to hike. Yeah, very important to be in nature. And I will definitely seek out quieter hikes as the challenge progresses. I've just come to the end of my 4-mile hike today on the 4th of December. And very easy challenge so far. It's December 5th, and after a quick trip to the barber's to get my hair cut, I'm walking out of town on my 5-mile hike to the little village of Whitley, and I'm just going to loop back around into town, and the sun's shining, which is amazing. The sun hasn't shone for about a week here, so it's really nice for the sun to be coming out and actually get a bit of sunshine, which is awesome. And the sun's gone away now, and I'm about halfway through my 5-mile hike, just on this country road, looping back around into the town. And it's a very easy challenge at the moment in these early days. And I've got a day off work again today, so it's very easy to get a 5-mile hike in. And I'm currently got my new pair of shoes on. I've got a new pair of running shoes, just to prevent injuries as I get up to the bigger distances. And I didn't manage to get it on camera, but I just seen a raven that was on one of these electricity pylons here, and I can hear him croaking. And I've never seen a raven in this part of the country before, which is quite interesting. I've only ever seen them up in the mountains, so that was quite nice. I'm coming to the end of my 5-mile hike now, and that'll be 5 days complete. On to the next one. Good morning. It's now December 6th. I've just started my 6-mile hike, and I start work at 11 o'clock today, so I've got up early and started hiking. Should take me about 2 hours, just under 2 hours to get 6 miles done. And it's been on and off raining for the last hour, so I was planning to leave a bit earlier, but it's just gone 8 o'clock now. And the weather said 2% chance of rain and sunshine, and it's cloudy and rainy, so you can't always rely on the weather reports. And I'm doing a similar hike to yesterday, just doing it in reverse and tacking on an extra mile. So let's get this 6-mile hike done. There's a big log stuck on this wheel. It's been there for a little while now. We need a lot of rain, I think, to dislodge it. It looks pretty wedged there. That loud seagull. Got just under a mile left to hike, and it's all good at the moment. Challenge is very easy in these early miles, and got no injuries. Legs feel strong, and challenge is starting to get interesting now. I'm up to 2 hours of hiking a day, and it's going to get very, very interesting in the coming weeks. And hopefully I can keep pace with the relentless daily hikes. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm enjoying it at the moment. It is December 7th, and I'm on my 7-mile hike, and it is glorious sunshine here and blue skies, but it is only about 3 or 4 degrees. It's very frosty, but yeah, it's nice to have the sun out. It is shining brightly, and I've just walked on a country road out of the town, and I'm going to be walking through some woods in a few minutes, and I'm basically going to be doing it out and back today. I'm just walking 3.5 miles, turn around, walk 3.5 miles back on the same route. And I'm just really enjoying this sun, even though it is bitterly cold, but I can still feel the heat of the sun a little bit. It's just really, really nice. And I've come out of the town and away from the cars and the roads today to have a nice peaceful hike. I'm on about 5 miles of my 7-mile hike now, and been walking a couple of miles on this track going through the woods. It's been really nice, away from the roads and the cars and the urban area. But it's very difficult to go up onto the footpaths through the fields. A lot of them are quite waterlogged at this time of year and they're really muddy. So yeah, it's very difficult to get onto a lot of these footpaths around this area. As much as I'd like to, but it just slowed me down. It just take a lot longer to do the bigger hikes. So a lot of my hikes are just going to be along country roads to the local villages where I can sort of maintain 3.5 miles an hour to get the hikes done, especially if I'm on a day where I've got to get to work. I've got a sort of small window to get the hike in, so I need to sort of do the hike quicker, shall we say. And this challenge is about not necessarily going out into the countryside. It's about just getting the daily mileage done and the challenge of it. That's 7 miles complete and 1 week complete. On to the second week. Beautiful day again today. It's December 8th and I've just set out on my 8-mile hike. And I've started from a different place today. I've come over to the town of Chippenham. I've had to drop my car off at the garage for an MOT. So I'm getting my 8-mile hike in whilst that's getting sorted. And I've come out on this country road from the town and I'm heading towards the little village of Biddeston. And I'm going to do another out and back again today. So I'm just going to see where 4 miles gets me and then 4 miles back to the garage. And hopefully my car will be ready by the time I get back. Should take me about 2.5 hours to get this hike done. And it's blue skies and sunshine today, but it is cold. They're calling it the Arctic blast on the news. And it's about -2 at the moment. So it is chilly here in the UK. Just been walking along this country road for a couple of miles now. It's so quiet. No cars have passed me. It's a very quiet country road. I can just hear the distant hum of a main road. It's so peaceful. I was just thinking, I've tried to meditate so many times and I just don't get on with it. I just can't do it. I don't know why. And I keep just giving up. But for me, my meditation is walking. It just clears my mind and I sort of just zone out, and it definitely helps with my mental health. The little village of Biddeston is just in the Cotswolds. It's like right on the southern point of it, and I've just crossed over the little border and technically I'm in the Cotswolds now, which is awesome. And Biddeston's a lovely little village, lots of old houses there, and they've got a nice little duck pond with lots of ducks chilling out. And I'm only on 3 miles, so I've had to carry on this country road for another mile and then I'll turn around after 4 miles. I'm enjoying this sunshine, it is awesome. I'm just basking in it as I walk along this country road. But it is frosty and you can hear my feet crunching on the ice. I've just hit 4 miles, so I've just turned around now, just on my way back. And it definitely feels like I'm in the Cotswolds. I've got rolling hills off to my right, and it's just beautiful. And with the little village of Biddeston, definitely feels like a little Cotswolds village as well. So yeah, it's really nice hike today. I'm just coming back into Chippenham now, and I've got just under a mile left to hike. And I've just got a phone call from the garage to say my car's just passed its MOT and it's all finished, ready to pick up, which is always good news. And it worked out nicely, good timing today, so I should complete my 8-mile hike, pick up my car, and that's day 8 complete. And I've got a couple of tough days coming up now, so I'm starting work tomorrow and the next day at 11 AM, so I've got to do a 9-mile and a 10-mile hike before my shift, and that means getting up very early, and the temperatures are going to be below 0, they're going to be in the minuses, so it's going to be very frosty and cold starts for the next 2 days. So this is where the challenge is going to start properly. It's going to start getting difficult now, I think. Good morning. It is December 9th and I've just set off on my 9-mile hike, and I have to be at work at 11 o'clock today, so I've set off at 7, and it should take me about 2 hours 45 to get the 9-mile hike done. And it was tough getting out of bed this morning. It's bitterly cold here in the UK, -5 at the moment. And yeah, it was tough to get out this morning, but I dragged myself out of bed and started hiking. Let's get some miles done, let's get into this hike and get warmed up. It's not the most interesting of hikes today, it's just my little 3-mile loop that I do. I'm just going to do that 3 times, and it's just like along this country road, loops back into the town a little bit. So it's nice and easy, and I can maintain quite a good pace to get this hike done before work. It's freezing this morning, but it is a beautiful morning, and you can see behind me the sun's starting to come up. There's a little bit of a sunrise there behind me. This morning's turned into a beautiful morning as the sun is rising here. And it's absolutely beautiful. And I'm now 6 miles into my 9-mile hike, so 2/3 done. And the sun has just come out behind a cloud, as you can see. I just took my hat off because I thought it was warm enough, but nope, it is still cold. I can put my hat back on, I think. Ooh. Yeah, there it is. Let's get it back on. It's still bitterly cold, but the sun is shining on my face, which is nice. And I'm getting to the end of my 9-mile hike now, and it's only taken about 2.5 hours, so it's a bit quicker than I thought. It's a very quick hike today, and that's going to be the end of the single-digit days, and tomorrow the double-digit mileage days begin. And I'm still in high spirits, but the mileage is starting to get quite big now. But I'm still determined to get this challenge done. So, see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is December 10th and it's another very early start, and it is freezing. I think it's about -4 at the moment, and it's 7 a.m. and I've just started my hike, and I'm going to get some miles in and get warm. And the challenge is definitely starting to get tough now, as I'm in double-digit mileage days. And I'm being treated to an awesome sunrise at the moment. You can see the sky just on fire over there, and as well off to my right, you just see it there, is the moon. It's not quite a full moon, but it is close. It's about 96%, I think. So I think we're 1 day off from a full moon, and it's a very cold morning, but seeing sunrises like this makes the challenge definitely worthwhile. And as predicted, the challenge has been fairly easy so far, but the last couple of days starting to get difficult, and going forward it's just going to get even more difficult. But that's what this challenge is about. It's about pushing myself out of my comfort zone, getting out of bed when it's sub-zero temperatures outside and I just don't want to hike. But once I get up and get dressed and start hiking, I never regret it. Never regret going out hiking. So as much as I don't want to do it when I'm warm and cozy in my bed. So the route I'm doing today is just a circular loop, and I've walked out of the town of Melksham through Beanacre, and I've just entered the little village of Whitley, and then I'm going to be carrying on to the village of Atworth, loop back around to the village of Shaw, back into the town centre, into Melksham, and through town centre, and I'm just going to go around the bypass where there is a path all the way around and that should be 10 miles then. And this sunrise is incredible, absolutely incredible. I'm trying to stay hydrated on these hikes, but this water is so cold. I can only take like tiny little sips. So I think going forward, I think I need to bring some warm water, and then it is sort of cool down to drinking temperature. But it's really hard to drink when your water is close to freezing. And I can see the sun just peeking up, just sit there peeking through the trees. And I'm on about 4.5 miles at the moment, so coming up to halfway. It's like a winter wonderland this morning. It's just white frost everywhere. It looks beautiful. I'm coming to the end of my 10-mile hike now, and the sun is shining behind me. And it's been relatively easy so far, but I think the real challenge is going to begin in the coming days as the miles get really, really big now.